Go into your measurements. You could do it either, you could do quick or you could do the distance. Click on the space here. I need to change something on mine, so I'm not seeing it. But tell me what is the distance from the platform to the ground level. Tell me what distance you have there. From the platform to the ground level. What distance you have from the platform, the top of the platform, to the ground level? 500. So you're going to divide now that 500 into 175 and tell me how much steps you will need for that. How much steps you need? How much? So 2.8. So what we're doing here now, we're going to offset 175. You're going to offset 175. I'm going to offset the 175. So let me see. This one here doesn't have. Let me just do another polyline here. I'll do a polyline. So I'll start my polyline from here to here to here and to here. And then I'm going to offset 300. Enter. So hold on, I'm trying to do put in the steps here for this. What did I do? 300. Right, so 1, 2. So I have 3 here. So these are my steps. I'm going to just paint this magenta because I think your step is magenta. Okay, so let's go. So I want to put my steps in here now. So I'm going to offset, since we said we got 2 point something, right, so I'm going to offset 175. So type in 175, enter, and I'm picking for my platform downwards, next step downwards, and let's see the last one, where my last one, downwards. So you notice mine is going under the ground level. So in that case, I'm going to take out that step, right? So I'm going, let me undo that. Right, so from the platform, I need 2 point something step, right? But the point something, as I explained, sometimes what they will do is to make one of the steps a little smaller, or they make it a little bigger, yes? In that case, I don't want for you to be confused by extending any line at the bottom, so we will just leave it as whatever the remainder is. So let me go again, offset, 175, enter. And then I'm going to pick from my platform downwards 1, from there downwards 2, and then as you saw the last one here went over, under the ground level, so we will leave it as is. Alright? Right, so let me also show you this here now. Now when you have different turns in your step, this will not apply to everybody. So when you have different turns in your step, as we did, we're going to do the same thing here. So let me show you. Now this line, this is this step here. So I have this corner is a different turn. This here another turn, and this here is another turn. At the other end, if you have your steps ending like as I have it here, then you don't have to. Oh, these lines did not extend there. All right, so let me just extend it. Right, so if my step ends at this point here, alright, so if my step ends here, it means that I'm ending at that point here. But let me show you when there's a different You have different turns here. So I have turn 1, I have turn 2, and I have turn 3. I believe we may have to remove one of the steps on the drawing here, because based on the elevations, you are only able to get, let me just go back here. This one here is my ground level, the platform. Then I go down 1, 2. The third one will be the ground level, right? So the third one will be the ground level, so I don't need, I can remove this step here. So I'm going to go on erase, and I'll just erase this one at the bottom here. So instead of the 3, you will have 2. Yeah? So instead of the 3, you will have 2. So on the floor plan, you will just erase that last one. Alright? Right, so let me come back here now. I want to make sure that persons understand the concept of this. So the first line, I'm going to go now on, back on draw, ray. Going too fast. So draw, so going on draw, going the down arrow, and you go on array. So you go on array,